Bonjour, comment allez-vous? As we head to Angers, France, 125K indoor hard's a different animal. And we have an official upset alert complete. As usual, this video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use of Fair Dealing and the Digital Millennium Act. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? All my French men and women on the check-in is Jessica Pon in a battle with Clair V. Ngounoue, the American, the multiple junior slam champion, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, and she would bring out the rockets, the heat-seeking missile straight laser beams. Now, Jessica Pon, listen, guys, she's got an amazing one-handed backhand. She's got an amazing forehand. And I say it all the time. She will beat you about mid-court with one hand. But Clair V, ladies and gentlemen, she's got a nice long ball, deep backhand, and that put a lot of pressure on Jessica from the start. By the way, the 7th seed in this tournament, and we're seeing the top seeds, or at least the seeded players, some of them, drop like flies. That's correct. Jessica Pon, the 7th seed, is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Clair V would come through and get the victory here, but we've also seen the number 2 seed, Nuria Diaz, eliminated by Monet, the French woman. But listen, we're going to take a look at Clair V in case you're not familiar with her. I've been talking about her for a long time. Especially if you follow the channel, you know she didn't make my top teen prospects list last year, but I told you she's going to make it this year. I told you that last year because she only had 14 matches, right? Last year, she didn't play much, but very consistent, right? Junior Slam champion at SW19. We all know that. And she took out Nikola Barkantova. Why is that important? Well, we've been talking about, and look, I do want to pivot away from the PEDs and the doping conversation, but Clair V beat Nikola at Wimbledon. And Nikola, look, received a 6-month ban for testing positive for TMZ. And we all know Iga Swiatek recently tested positive for TMZ in August. And a lot of people feel as though Iga Swiatek received special treatment from the ITIA. In particular, Czech coach Vladislav. Of course, he's from the Czech Republic. Is he maybe a little bit biased for Nikola? Possibly, but he had some interesting things to say. He said he thinks this is a scandal. He thinks it's a cover-up. What do you guys think? And the reality here is it's apparent that, Iga Swiatek received, if you will, it's apparent that she received a generous suspension, only 30 days in her favor. And the reality here is it's been reported that, the positive test of TMZ was a result of a contamination from a sleeping aid medicine that she had been taking for a while previously. And look, this kind of stuff, it can happen. It does happen, and I was a bit nonchalant in previous videos. But yes, I do have a pharmacy background. I do understand a little bit more about this stuff than the average person. But I do think Vladislav, I think he has a point. I mean, let's just be honest here. If allegedly, if you're going to cheat the system, you're going to plan for, if A happens, you're going to plan for B, C, and D, and you're going to be prepared, to weather the storm, in all areas, the damage control. You're going to be prepared for this. You're not just going to, if, allegedly you're going to cheat and dope, you're not going to go into it blindly with this kind of money at stake, with all of these sponsors endorsements. We're talking millions, generating hundreds of millions of dollars for all types of, organizations and corporations and sponsors and endorsees. You're going to be prepared for this kind of stuff. So Vladislav, he thinks it's a scandal, and that's what scandals are about. It's about, generating as much money, cheating a system, and being prepared to speak to that if something happens as a result. What do you guys think? Vladislav, does he have a point? I don't know. Let's talk about it in the comments. Me personally, I think, Lance Armstrong said it best. Look, I tested, you know, over 500 times in my career. I never failed one of them. So you can pass these tests. But when you do fail them, you have to be prepared to speak and give a good reason to the public why you're innocent. And then the public's going to take it from there. But no one's exempt from the public judgment. And I think the opinion of the people, I don't know, it's right now it's pretty mixed, 50-50 with a lot of these people that have been failing these tests recently. It's about 50-50, the people. And I think Taylor Fritz said it best. If you like the person, you're going to believe whatever they tell you. If you don't like the person, then you're probably not going to believe them. But I think at the end of the day, just taking it on a case-by-case basis, we still see consistencies. There's a lot of the same reoccurring themes that go on. And I don't know. What do you think? Comment below. A lot going on, but back to Clair V. Multiple junior slam champion. We know she defeated Nicola at SW19, right? Junior champion. But she also won the 22 Australian Open with Diana Snyder, right? And then I want to just kind of pivot here. She also, and I talked about this before, Clair V is an amazing talent. She's one of the upcoming Americans I like to watch. She will be on my top 10 prospects list this year. We're going to be generating that list pretty soon here. But also runner-up at the French Open doubles, where she lost to Elena Korneva, who I think is going to be the future of Russian tennis, and Sarah Saeto, who's also in this tournament, someone that I've been talking about for a while now, ladies and gentlemen. But back to Jessica Pon. She could not hang today with the rockets of Clair V. Clair V won 80% of her first serves. 3 for 5 on breakpoint opportunities, and Ponche could not sniff out a breakpoint opportunity as Clair V would save both of the opportunities that Ponche had. Clutch in the pressure point situations, long, deep balls, just kind of frustrating Ponche, who is just going to beat you with one hand about mid-court. Too much power, too much range, too much athletic ability. Every time Ponche had an opening, it just seemed like Clair V was just too fast, too explosive, and she would close that gap pretty darn quickly. Clair V, guys, 18-year-old American, multiple junior slam champion, 30-win season. We saw her win several ITF championships this year. She's on my top prospects list. Watch out for her. She's building, and she had that opportunity to play at the, I want to say, was it San Diego last year? These American tournaments, we need to get her in there, and I'm pretty sure she's got a ton of sponsors. She didn't have a huge schedule last year, so I'm pretty sure the sponsors should start coming in. She's a multiple American junior slam champion. She should have the biggest sponsors, the biggest endorsements. Watch out for her. She's going to be big time, ladies and gentlemen. As we switch and pivot to big game AP, Alicia Parks in the building, aka Alicia Rockets, ladies and gentlemen. After that deep run, that championship run in Midland before she would get injured to Rebecca Marino, she's in form. She's back. She has a winning season now, and she would bring out the Rockets, ladies and gentlemen. Taking on Julie Bellagraver from France, Bonjour, comment allez-vous, who's made several ITF finals this year. She'd finally get one in Edmonton, but taking on AP Alicia Rockets. Alicia Parks would come out with the Rockets. 10 aces, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you all the time, indoor hard's a different animal. She plays very well on indoor hard. It's her favorite surface. Amazing win percentage on in indoor hard. It's going to be tough to defeat Alicia Parks as she puts up 10 aces in this one, ladies and gentlemen, winning 70% of her first serves, keeping the pressure on Julie all match long. 4 for 6 on breakpoint opportunities, and Julie couldn't even sniff out a breakpoint opportunity as Alicia Parks indoor plays very fast. She's very athletic. We all know with all the doubles she plays, she's great at defending the net, deep from the backhand side of things. And Alicia Parks, guys, if she continues here, we all know she won this championship here in 22. She might have a chance here, and she was a champ. That's right, winning it in doubles and singles. We covered that entire run there where Alicia Parks, during that stretch, after coming from the Czech Republic, where she came through qualifiers, she upset Sakari, she upset Pliskova, she gave Barbora a run for the money. We all know she would go on that amazing stretch where she would blast over 200 aces in just a matter of a few months, taking the tour by storm, the fastest serve on record at the U.S. Open. We all know she's a big talent. She's a very popular player. I'm pretty sure she's got a ton of endorsements and sponsors. If she doesn't, you guys better get on the board, because this is a very big personality. This is a solid tennis player. I would love to see the situational serving improve a little bit. You know, sometimes if the aces aren't there, look, just jam the body. Forget about the aces. Jam the body. Get these points, get these wins, because your serve is so powerful. It's really tough for opponents to return. And I say this all the time. Alicia Parks might get one of those serves past me. Okay, I'm joking. Well, maybe one. I know maybe one. I know I'm pretty good. But Alicia Parks serve, I would like to see the situational serving improve. Jam the body, go out wide, go down the tee, depending on the circumstances. Situational serving, I feel, will get her through a lot of these matches a lot more easier, because she has too much power for these opponents. And that's something that I feel could change her game dramatically. I probably add at least 10 to 15 more wins just with situational serving. That's really, I think, the key there with her game. She's too powerful. She's too good. And that's really going to set her up a lot better in these service games, where she'll probably find herself up a lot more, 40-15, 30-15, having the opportunity to close it out. Good effort from Julie, but she falls to big game Alicia Parks, ladies and gentlemen, in the building. Straight set victory for Alicia Parks. Next up, she's going to take on, from Germany, ladies and gentlemen, Tamara Korpach, who, these two ladies, they've played twice. The head-to-head is 1-1. Alicia Parks won their last meeting in Beijing in straight sets. Now, Tamara did defeat Alycia in Germany on clay at the Porsche Grand Prix. And listen, she's a good clay player. We all know Tamara out of her. I mean, she literally, like, 80% of her wins come on clay. We're going to see if she can keep up with Alicia Parks on hard. Tamara being a good clay player, she's a good defensive player. I do think, much like Julie, I think her best tennis comes inside the baseline. I do think if Alicia Parks plays deep and long, I do think she can frustrate Tamara Korpach pretty easily. How about Clara Burel, the French woman? Here we go. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? The number one seed and the reigning and defending champion. Last year, I told you she would defeat Chloe Paquette, and she would do that after dropping the first set. She won it in 3, and I told you, watch out for her. She came out, had an amazing season. Now, I've been talking about Clara Burel on tour for a while. Solid player, ladies and gentlemen, and like I said, she's one of the fastest players on tour. Right now, my fastest players on tour, I do have Coco, number 1, by far the most athletic, explosive player on tour. I got Jasmine. I've been talking about her for a while. Remember, guys, all the players I talk about, they eventually come through. Amazing season for Jasmine Paolini. Doubles gold medal winner in France. WTA finalist. The highest ranked Italian player in all time. It's crazy. She's dominating the tour from that Italian scene. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And look, then I have Clara Burel, Leylah Fernandez. These are your fastest, explosive players on tour. I've seen all these players literally return drop shots after falling down on the ground. Now, in terms of Burel, she is the number 1 seed. And we have some other seeded players left. We have Gabriela Ruse. She's going to take on Lechimko. But Zakharova, she is eliminated. Wow, what about that? We do have Ocean Dodin. She's going to take on Lena Favertova. By the way, back-to-back losing seasons for Linda Favertova. That is tough to see. She's got to get it together. She's got great coaching, but she's just struggling. By the way, Burel taking on Celine Neef, who, another solid young player. I think she's classy. We all remember the match I covered with Venus Williams, where she said nothing but positive things about Venus. Just watching my idol growing up, being able to play her is a dream come true for her. Celine Neif, a great product from Switzerland. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, she put up a good fight in this match against Clara Burel. And you kind of thought that Celine could do something here. I mean, just after that impressive run and I want to say it was Luxembourg, where she took out Dasha Seville, Ocean Dot, and en route to winning that. She's hot, playing solid, but just too much variety. And I say it all the time, Clara Burel, if tennis was grouped into weight classes, she would be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Too much variety, more variety than the vending machine. Drop shots, short balls, great top spin. She can beat you from deep. She can beat you from mid-range. Her explosiveness, athletic ability, and her IQ to take control of these rallies, just solid and very, very impressive here. She'll get the victory here, guys. Just breaking Celine. 3 out of 5 opportunities. That would close it out in straight sets. But she did give Celine several opportunities. I mean, 6 opportunities to break for Celine. And she did convert on 3 of them. I do think that Burel's going to have to be careful here because she didn't look as great. But again, Celine's in great condition, great form. I think this was a tough match on paper, and it proved to be for much of the duration of this match. But we have a lot more tennis to be played, guys. I'm going to keep you covered today. Tennis in a minute. I'm your host, Good Energy. Let's talk about the PEDs a little bit. Who you think's going to win this tournament? Thanks for the love and support, guys, from Angers, France. We'll see you soon.